Hi guys, welcome to a new episode of your IGCSE Tutors. Today, I will be discussing this Cambridge IGCSE Economics Paper 1 to October-November 2024. First question. Which economic question is least likely to arise as a result of scarcity? So, there are three questions that you need to remember. First is what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. So definitely you eliminate this, the when will we produce. So this is irrelevant. Question 2. What is opportunity cost? So this one, you need to find the right definition. So this one's no. No. The next best alternative foregone when making an economic decision. This is correct. So technically, you just need to remember the definition or just understand the concept itself. Okay, moving on. Question 3. The diagram shows a production possibility curve for an economy that produces two goods, X and Y. Which point shows the greatest opportunity cost of producing one more unit of good X? So let's analyze each point. So you can see point D, it's in unemployment. So this also means that not all the resources are utilized in the economy. Okay, so we can see A, B, and C. They are the most efficient point because they use all the resources in the economy to produce good X and good Y. So when you reach the most efficient point, moving along the curve, you will need to involve some opportunity costs. So let's just draw a line. Okay, so let's see. So imagine if we are in point A, now we want to move to point B, right? So this means that we are producing more units of good X. So you can see, in order to produce this much of good X, okay, you can see the arrow, is the gap is like how much increase of good X. We need to sacrifice this much of good Y. Okay, and then going along the line, you can see B to C. So in order to produce this much, it's like a small amount of good X. You need to sacrifice this much of good Y. So you can see this question is asking you which sacrifice is bigger. So you can compare, and then you can see this one clearly there's more sacrifice because you just produce this small amount of good X, but you sacrifice so much. So this is the answer. C is the answer. So to produce one more unit of good X, you need to sacrifice more units of good Y. Question 4. A period of bad weather leads to a failure cut. Question 4. A period of bad weather leads to a failure of the rice crop. What is the effect on the market for rice? So failure of rice crop, this means that there will be a reduce in supply of rice crop. Okay, so you can just draw a diagram. But before that, let's determine first. So what is shortage? Shortage is demand more than supply. Surplus is supply more than demand. So in this case, when we see there's reduce in supply already, so we can know that there may be demand more than supply. Okay, so this one is wrong, so we can eliminate C and D already. So now we need to determine whether it's A or B is correct answer. So we can draw a graph. This is the equilibrium point. Alright, and then now there's a reduce in supply. So this means that supply curve will shift leftwards. So let's draw a new supply curve. Okay, so let's draw a new equilibrium point. Okay, so P1, Q1. Okay, from here we can clearly see that first, quantity reduces. So this proves the point that, okay, well, the supply reduces. And then here you can see that the price increase. So B is the correct answer. Okay, let's move on. Question 5. The diagram shows a change in demand for coffee. What would cause the demand for coffee to change from D1 to D2? So there's a rightward shift. So this means that demand increases. Okay, because of rightward shift. So let's see answer. A good coffee harvest. No, because this will increase the supply of coffee. So it has nothing to do with the demand. B, a rise in the price of substitute drinks. Yes, it's correct, because when the price, let's say the price of tea is a substitute, right? It increases, then the demand for tea will reduce. Everyone will turn to buy coffee instead. So the demand of coffee increases. So this is the correct answer. Let's see other answers. C, a rise in the wages of coffee workers. No, because this will reduce the supply of coffee. Because now the cost of production is higher, and the supply will reduce. Okay, D, a successful advertising campaign for tea. No, because this will increase the demand of tea, not coffee. Okay. Okay, so the answer is B. Okay, question 6. The table shows the supply for product at different prices. Okay, there's a table. If the price changes from 12 to 14, what will be the change in supply? Okay, so right now, let's see the table. When the price is 10, supply is 120, 12, 160. So this table, it fulfills the law of supply that states that when there's an increase in price, there will be increase in supply. Okay, so let's see, price changes from 12 to 14. Okay, so this one to this one, what will be in the change in supply? Okay, so you can see there will be an increase of supply by 40 units. Okay, so we can eliminate, because this one B and D is wrong. Can eliminate already. This is wrong. Okay, so can see supply will extend by 40 units. Actually, by looking at this table, you can know already. Extend by 40 units. This is correct. But to confirm your answer, so you can try to draw a graph, supply curve, to justify your answer. So I'll draw here. Okay, so you can see there's actually a movement up along the supply curve. Answer is C. Okay, question 7. Which changes would move the equilibrium in the diagram from point X to point Z? So here to here. Okay, here to here. Okay, so let's see. We can just try to draw out. Okay, first let's see what happens from point X to point Z. Okay, let's see point Z first. There is an increase of price from X to Z because X is from here, X is here, but Z is here. So there has been an increase of price. Okay, this one, then we write down first. Okay, price increases. How about the quantity? You can see the quantity is still the same. Yeah, still is in the QO. So you can see the quantity does not change. So we just say Q same. Okay. We need to find out what kind of combination will result in this. Okay. Then let's see. Okay, let's try an increase in demand first. So when there's an increase in demand, okay, let's draw. Okay, so when there is an increase in demand, your price will increase. You can see that your price will increase and your quantity will increase. Okay, when there's increase in demand, price increase, quantity increase. Okay, and then from here we can know it cannot be reduced in demand because it will result in lower price, which is not what we want to find. We need to find what will cause the price increase, right? So we eliminate a decrease in demand. Okay, so A and B is definitely not the correct answer. So now let's determine supply. Okay, let's try reduce in supply first. Okay, we can try to draw. Okay, let's see what happened in the reduce in supply. So this is the equilibrium point, and then right now we move leftwards, so here. So we can see that the price increase and quantity reduces. Okay, let's write down price increase and quantity reduces. So from here we can see actually it's correct because you can see this both price increases which fulfill this condition, and then this one quantity go up and one quantity goes down. So this means that the quantity cancel off each other, so quantity remains the same. So these two combinations fulfill this condition. So yeah, we know that this one is the correct answer. Okay, it's C. And the same, why it cannot be an increase in supply? When there's an increase in supply, you can see that the price actually goes down because this is the new equilibrium point. So price go down. By seeing this, the price reduces. It's not what we want. So answer is C. Question 8. When the price of shirts rises from $8 to $10, the demand for shirts falls from 1,000 to 500. What is the value of price elasticity of demand for shirts? So again, we need to use the formula of PET, which is the percentage change in quantity demanded divided by the percentage change in price. Okay, so let's name this P1, P2. This is the new price, old price, new price, and this one is Q1, Q2. So the formula is like that, Q2 minus Q1. So you use the new quantity minus old quantity divided by old quantity times 100. This one also, P2 minus P1 divided by P1 times 100. Okay, so answer is 500. The answer is -2. Okay, so yeah, let's see. The answer is greater than 1. Then A is the correct answer. Question 9. A government intends to build a new international airport in an area of outstanding natural beauty. Okay, just means that they have beautiful landscape. So what would be an external cause of this decision? Build a new airport in that area. Okay. So external cost just means the cost to third party, okay, due to the decision made. Cost of importing construction materials. This is not external cost. Increase the enjoyment lost by those unable to use the countryside. This is correct. Because after you're building a new airport there will be problems arise, such as loss of land and nature. Okay. And then you may cause some environmental pollution. Okay. And then again, some residents there may be forced to displace. So this means that they need to move somewhere else. So yeah, the enjoyment loss, this is correct. Okay, C, increase in profits, no. Wages paid to construction workers, these are not external costs. Okay. Okay, question 10. What is an important role of a central bank? Okay, central bank attempts to achieve price stability. Yes, correct. Issue credit cards, provides loans to producers, provides saving accounts for consumers. These are all roles of commercial banks. So central bank is more of like regulating the interest rates, try to like control the price stability, inflation, and also controlling the foreign exchange rates, money supply. And then commercial banks are banks that provide services to general publics. So this three are all commercial banks roles. 11. How would it change in demand for labor affect the labor market in an occupation? Okay, so C. Let's see, change in demand for labor, change in the equilibrium wage, change in the quantity of labor supply. From here we can divide into two parts. So let's divide. Actually, these two factors, they are affecting each other. So we can see when the change in equilibrium wage, there is a price factor. So price factor will result in movement in demand curve. So movement in demand curve just means that like along the demand curve, movement in the supply curve. My mistake, sorry. Movement in the supply curve. There will be up and down due to the price change. Okay, let's draw out a simple diagram. Okay, just draw a supply. So when you see, this is the original price. When your wages, and this is quantity. Okay, when your wages decrease, your quantity supply will contract. Okay, so essentially these two answers are not correct, because when there's decrease, there should be a contract in quantity supply. Okay, so this one, correct. Okay, this is the first thing that we determine, so we can already eliminate A and B. Please. So let's see what's the effect when a demand curve increases, which is moving rightwards. Let's see the new equilibrium. This is the original equilibrium. This one is the new equilibrium. Oh, this should be... So when you see there's an increase in demand, there will be an increase of price and increase of quantity demanded. Okay, so this is correct, but we see there will be increase in wages, so this is correct, and yeah, there will be extent. So D is the correct answer. Okay, so to conclude, actually, extension in supply curve will have the same result as demand curve shift right. So let me prove it to you. Well, sorry, the extension in quantity supply will be more accurate. Okay. So you can see there's here to here, there's an extension in supply. And then also when the demand increase, then yeah, they will result in the same point. So this is how you see it. D is the answer. Fast food multinational bought a food ordering website. Okay, allow the customer to download menus, to generally to improve their satisfaction. Okay, let's see. Backward vertical. It generally means maybe you merge, a company merges or buys a company that more towards the supply chain. Okay, for example, the multinational company buy a farm that produces maybe chicken, because they need the chicken meat, right? Okay, to make the patties. So the benefit is that they can increase their quality control over raw materials. Okay, so and they can gain cost advantage, because now they don't have to buy from other suppliers, they produce themselves. Okay, so conglomerate is not the correct answer, because it's a different industry. So for example, like fast food multinational buys a clothing company, this is conglomerate. Okay, see, forward vertical. Okay, so this is more that you buy the company towards the customer side. Okay, so in this case it's correct, because you buy a food ordering website, it's more towards customer, you want to improve the satisfaction. So this one, forward vertical, is correct. The benefit of doing this is that you can increase your market power, of sales. Okay, this is mainly because you can influence your customer experience. And horizontal is not, because horizontal, it should be the same stage of production in the same industry. So for example, maybe McDonald's buy KFC, this will be horizontal merger. Okay, so C is the answer. Question 13. The diagram shows the average total cost for a firm in the long run. What will cause a shift from ATC1 to ATC2? Okay. So now from this graph, we know that there's the average total cost reduces. Okay, so what would result in a reduce in average total cost? It's always due to economies of scale. These terms just means that as the size of the firm increases, the average cost of production will reduce. Difficulties in controlling the firm. No, because this one is this economies of scale. This is the opposite of economies of scale, where it means that when a firm increases in size, its average total cost will increase. Okay, so this is not the answer. B, external economies of scale. Okay, it's correct. So this just means that there are external cost saving methods that benefit all firms in the industry. Okay, for example, there is improvement in industry infrastructure or more efficient workers. So this will cause a shift in the ATC curve downwards. So yeah, this is correct. And these two, C and D, managerial economy of scale, technical economies of scale, this is internal economies of scale. Okay, it will reduce the cost within a firm only, rather than across all firms in the industry. So this is usually shown in lower costs along the same ATC curve, but not shifting the entire curve downwards. Maybe initially it's here, and then the internal will become here. Internal economy of scales move from here to here. Let's move on. Question 14. What is most likely to encourage capital-intensive production methods in the low-income economy? A. Expensive capital equipment costs. Of course not, because when the capital equipment is so expensive, why would they want to shift to capital-intensive production? Okay, B. Grants from foreign aids programs. Yeah, correct. Because this will make all the equipment cheaper, will reduce the cost of production. Okay, yep. So this will increase the use of machines, use of, let's say, equipment. Okay. Supplies of local low-cost labor. No. Again, because if the labor is very cheap, the producers will use labor instead of capital equipment. D. A shortage of highly trained supervisors. No, this has it's not relevant. Okay, 14B. 15. A firm's average revenue is $20. It sells 1,000 units. What's the firm's total revenue and the price of product? Total revenue. Okay, it's average revenue times with units. The units you sold. Okay, so here we have average revenue 20 times 1,000. So you get 20,000 as your total revenue. And then total revenue also equals to price times quantity. So your total revenue is 20,000. Now you need to find what's your price. Okay, this one is correct, total revenue. What's your price? And you have quantity sold 1,000. So you just work it out. 20,000 divided by 1,000 is $20. So this is correct. Okay. Question 16. A competitive industry becomes a monopoly. Okay. What is the most likely advantage for consumers? Remember, it's for consumers, not producers. Okay. A. Consumer choice may increase. Okay. This is uncertain. Okay, because there's a possibility that the monopoly will reduce the range of products that they sell. Okay, so it's uncertain, we cannot determine. Second, B, economies of scale may reduce price. Yes, it's correct, because when the firms is a monopoly, they can produce in bulk. Means that they can produce a lot of products. Can expand their scale of production. So, okay, they may get some bulk discount because they buy a lot of raw materials from suppliers. So this will result in cheaper raw material. This will result in lower price. So it's good for consumers. C, more goods may be produced. No, this is uncertain. This may not occur because when the firm is the monopoly, they may not have the incentive to increase production, to improve their production. Okay, D, prices may be set by market force. No, it's set by the firm itself. 17, what will cause real GDP to rise in a country? So you need to know real GDP is adjusted to inflation. So you want real GDP to rise, you need your nominal GDP rising faster than inflation. So B is correct. For example, your nominal GDP is maybe let's say 6%, and your inflation is 4%. So your real GDP will be 2%. Question 18. What is the money supply? Total quantity of foreign currency. This is not correct. Total quantity of money available within the economy. Yes, correct. When always we say like money supply, it's always with the money within the economy. Okay, don't talk about like money outside of our economy. See, money issued by central bank, no. Quantity of money within the commercial bank, no. Okay. We're talking about the whole economy. Okay, so B is correct. 19. Which macroeconomic policy is most likely to achieve economic growth and price stability at the same time? So first, fiscal policy. Okay, so it involves tax and expenditure. Expenditure just means government spending. So for example, you use expansionary fiscal policy. So like by lowering taxes and higher government spending. This is to boost economic growth. Yeah, this is correct. However, this can cause inflation. Because you have higher spending, this will cause an increase in consumption. Increase in consumption, increase in demand. So the price may be a bit unstable because there's a possibility of demand pull inflation. Import barriers. Okay, the import barriers such as tariff quotas. Okay, the result is that it can boost the demand for domestic production, but this will usually lead to higher prices because there's a reduce in competitions. The domestic producers will more prone to increase the price because they want to increase their profits. This does not achieve the price stability. Monetary policy. Okay, first, correct. It can be used to control inflation by increasing the interest rates. Again, it will slow down the economic growth. For example, when you increase your interest rates, you make your borrowing costs higher. So this will discourage producers and consumers to go borrow loan to go invest and consume in the economy. So this will slow down the economic growth. But this can control inflation, which is controlling the price. So the supply side policy. So this aims to increase the productive potential or productive capacity of the economy, okay, by shifting the PPC outwards. So this can be done by increasing the productivity of workers. So you can give them more improvement in education, training. So through this policy, you can lead to a higher output and higher GDP growth. So this achieves the economic growth. Okay. It also can achieve stable price, because often high inflation is due to there's a lot of demand, but there's limited supply. But when there's supply side policy, your total supply will increase. So when your total demand increases as well, the total supply can meet the total demand. So there will be no much increase in the prices. So D is the correct answer. Question 20. What is the definition of economic growth? Increase in level of nation's output. This is correct. You just need to know the definition. Okay. 21. What causes cyclical unemployment in a recession? Okay. So recession is due to a reduce in total demand, okay, in a economy. Cyclical unemployment also, is due to a reduce in total demand for labor. Okay. Because in a recession, there's a reduce in total demand in goods and services. So firms, they will like cut down their costs by laying off workers. So this will reduce the demand for labor and then cause cyclical unemployment. Okay, so we know that there's a decrease in demand for labor. This is correct. But now we need to determine whether it's temporary or it's permanent. Okay. Actually, recession is temporary because once the economy recovers, the demand for goods and services will increase again. So firms start hiring workers again, reducing the cyclical unemployment. Okay, so you can say that this is temporary. This is correct. Okay. Question 22. Okay, shows government's expenditure revenue in selected years. What might explain the changes in government's budget over the period? Okay, so there has been an increase. Okay, so let's see from year 1 to year 3, there's been increase in government expenditure. Okay, I'll just say increase, and there's been a reduce in tax. So I would say this is more towards okay, this is the fiscal policy, and this is the expansionary. So this is the expansionary fiscal policy. It's used to increase the demand, the total demand, okay, in economy, to boost economic growth. Okay, so in what case that a government would want to increase the economic growth? Okay, let's see. A fall in dependency ratio. No, dependency ratio just means that like child or retired people. A fall just means that there are more people actually in labor force, so there's no need to boost more demand because there's enough labor force there to contribute to the economic growth. Okay, fall in exchange rate is not relevant to this question. Increase in cyclical unemployment. Yes, correct. Because cyclical unemployment is caused by a reduce in total demand, okay, of goods and services, okay, in an economy. So you need to boost the demand. So this is correct. Okay, D, increase in real GDP. No. 4 countries, A, B, C, D. Which country is most likely to be following a policy of preventing deflation? So the policy must aim to increase the demand in the economy. First, money supply. Okay, let's not see money supply first. So first, government spending, you must increase so that you can increase the economic growth, okay, increase the GDP. Okay, this is the GDP formula: consumption, investment plus government expenditure plus export minus import. So essentially this, your G increases. Okay, taxation you must reduce. So when you reduce tax, then for example, reduces income tax, then the consumer will have more disposable income, so they will spend more, consume more, consumption increases. And then maybe reduce tax for companies, corporation tax reduces, they have more retained profits, and then the business, they can use the remaining profits to increase investment, for example, to expand their business operation. So yes, this will increase investment, so increase the GDP growth. How about the money supply? Okay, actually it's increase. Okay, so why when the money supply increase, there will be preventing deflation? Because now the banks, they have more money to give out loans. So increased money supply is often central bank will it can be done by like printing more money, or this is a method. So banks, they have more money to give out loans. Consumers and businesses can borrow loan to consume and invest. So again, increasing the consumption and investment. So this can boost the total demand and economic growth. Yeah. So this is correct. Workers in Switzerland earn more on average than workers in Mexico. What is a likely cause of this? Okay, greater percentage of workers in Switzerland work part-time than in Mexico. Okay, so this is not entirely true, because working part-time doesn't mean that you earn more, because part-time can be that you earn lower wages. Average worker in Switzerland is more productive than the average worker in Mexico. Okay, yeah, this is correct. Because when your productivity increases, your output also increase. Okay, so output more increases. First, you can increase your GDP. So naturally, your national income will increase. Okay. Second is that when there are more output, higher GDP, the business also earn higher profits. So where does these profits go? It can be distributed to workers, okay, as wages. So Switzerland workers earn higher wages because businesses earn more profits. Okay, so yeah, B is the correct answer. So there are two. One is more of one is more of the macroeconomic side, and this is the microeconomic side. Okay, so 25. Table contains birth rate, death rate, net migration for several countries in a year. Okay, what can be concluded from table? So when you see what can be concluded, you need to find the answer that's most correct. Birth rate, death rate, okay, net migration. So net migration is the people that coming in minus the people exit. Okay, so it's actually is the immigration minus emigration, rate of emigration. Okay, we can see Nigeria has a negative net migration. Okay, only one country, Nigeria, had a decreasing population. So actually, this is a bit confusing, because you see that, oh, there's net migration is reduced. Oh yeah, then it should be, oh yeah, there should be a decreasing population. But the thing is, decreasing population, you need to have a comparison with the previous year. But we're not given the data of previous years, so we cannot compare. This is not relevant. So B, the country with the lowest birth rate had the lowest death rate. Lowest birth rate is US. They don't have the lowest death rate. Country with the lowest death rate had the highest birth rate. Lowest death rate is Brazil. Highest birth rate, they don't have highest birth rate. Highest birth rate is Nigeria, so it's both wrong. Okay, let's see what is D the correct answer. Country with the lowest natural rate of increase in population was the US. So lowest natural rate. So actually it's birth rate minus death rate equals to natural rate of increase. So just work it out. This one minus. It's 827, 4. So you can see that, okay, US has the lowest natural rate. Yeah, this is correct. So this question, we can just compare what is given in the data. We cannot go to assume that, the previous year, there's like, we cannot assume the population in the previous year. Okay. 26. Which combination best describes the characteristics of a high income economy? Okay. So Yeah, first it needs to have higher GDP, and then high human development index. Yeah, it needs to be high. So HDI measures healthcare, education, and living standard. It needs to be high. And percentage of the labor force in the tertiary sector, yeah, is also higher. So you may be wondering why in those high income countries there are more labor force in tertiary sector. So first reason is due to technological advancement. So this increases the productivity in both primary and secondary sectors. So now less workers are needed to work in those two sectors because it's replaced by automation. So most of the workers went to the tertiary sector. And also the second is, it's just due to higher income. And when most people have higher income, they will spend the large percentage of their income on services, ranging from financial, education, to even personal care. When there's an increase in demand for services, naturally, there will be more supply of services, and more workers will be working in the service line. Okay, so it's tertiary sector. A is correct. 27. What might encourage international specialization between countries? Free trade. Yes. Okay, because by removing trade barriers such as tariff, you open up a larger international markets. So local producers now they can increase their scale of production and export to other countries. So of course this will improve their specialization. Okay. B, inefficiencies production, no. Labor immobility, no. Tariff, no. These are all the limiting factors to international specialization. Okay, 28. A government wishes to stop the dumping of specific imported good at a very low price. Which method of product protection would be the most effective? So dumping just means that a foreign producer selling large amount of goods and services at very low price. So domestic firms are losing their competitiveness. Okay, first, apply an embargo to this good. Yes, correct, because this is a complete ban. This is the complete ban on importing a specific good. This means that regardless of how low the foreign price is, the product is no longer allowed into the country. So government can completely remove the down product from the market. Therefore, protect the domestic industry from this unfair competition. B and C, devalue currency, increase interest rates. These measures, usually they will affect the whole economy rather than affecting a single product. Okay, and also they are not relevant to stop dumping. Okay, D, provide subsidies to home producers of this good. Okay, so although this can reduce the cost of production of local producers, but still this cannot prevent foreign producers from dumping goods. Okay, 29. Price of US dollar in terms of current currencies is set by the forces of demand and supply. To what does this statement refer? Immediately, you need to know it's a floating exchange rate system. Okay, so this question is rather straightforward. Okay, 30. Diagram shows the value of countries' export and import over 5 years. Okay, so the white color is the export, the dark one is imports. Okay, between which 2 years did a country have an increase in the value of imports? Okay, and an improvement in its balance of trades in goods. So this means that balance of trades export minus import. So if you want this to become a positive or less negative, okay, you need to increase this export, reduce import. Okay. Okay, so let's see. So first condition, increase in the value of import. Okay, so actually from here to here, we can see that there's an increase in import. Okay, the dark one. Okay. Except 4 to 5 because there's a reduce. So we can eliminate 4 and 5 already. Okay, improvement in its balance of trades in goods. So this one, we want to look at the gap between the export and import. Let's just draw a simple estimation. Okay. So we are looking for the gap becoming bigger. Okay. So from here to here, the gap becomes smaller. This one, the gap becomes smaller. Here, this become bigger because you can see, okay, this one is smaller, this one is bigger. So this just means that it wants the export to be, to increase more than the import. So well, I can know that 3 and 4 is the correct answer. So here is the end of the video. Hope you found this video useful. If you have any questions, please comment down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video. Bye!